Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer, and welcome back to PCM22 Career Mode, episode 97. We started Paris and Tirreno Adriatico last time. We're going to see if we can't get to the end of both races this time around. We are on stage 4 of Tirreno Adriatico with a punchy stage to follow and a short time trial to wrap it up. Today is the queen stage of this race, though, and unfortunately we didn't get a very good draw. It's not the worst draw you're going to see, but it hits in the wrong places for the most part, and overall is still a negative. We expected to have a +2 net as a team. We ended up with a -1 net, so technically it's only a -3. It's not a terrible draw, half a point down for each rider on average. But Morgado, Martinez, Terraskin, three of our best climbers with -2s and 3s. Piccioni, though, at least one good climber did manage to get. But yeah, out of our 4 best climbers, 3 of them on negative race day conditions is going to hurt our chances quite a bit in this race. So not sure we're going to be able to do too much, but we'll hang on. I think this is going to turn Piccioni ultimately into the leader. He's a minute and 2 down. Guzman's already gonna fade here, and so Huggins is gonna take over with him. Yeah, now. He's gonna have to do so now. We'll get him up in position and get him on there. And Guzman's been dropped. We're down to 121 in the Peloton with just a handful of riders that have been dropped so far. Of the 9-man break, 1 of those have now been dropped, and that's a trend that we should see continue. But you see Morgado, 77-80 base on his climbing, 73 stamina base, has such a nasty race day condition that he's already struggling. Terraskin as well. Martinez is a protected rider despite the -2, because even with it, he's got an 81-74, which is still on the high end, but I have a feeling it's going to turn Piccioni into the guy today. There's only 4 seconds separating them in the GC, and Peters is going to be in position to kind of lead these guys out, surprisingly enough. Terraskin, will he get a little recovery in on the descent and get back in position to help? Maybe.
This downhill is known to be very dangerous. The pace is so high that a few riders are going to be very sore at the end of the day.
No, he's not getting any recovery. Descent is really getting pushed along. We're down to 90. He's recovering position, but that work to recover the position has left him drained. So it's Peter's guy. So that's Morgado. That we want to swap off here as Terraskin's already dropped. Oof. Down to 81.
Some team managers mustn't appreciate the fact that there is a break.
Time to start increasing the effort as we have 1 steep climb left here before we kind of set ourselves up for the final one. And we're down just 2 riders so far. The effort a little bit for those guys. And a little bit more for Peters. So 78, chasing 8. They have a 220 advantage right now. That's not bad. 55k to go. We're going to need to get water that one final time. Looks like Huggins is going to be on that task, as Morgado might not see much more time in the front. I think he might get dropped here before we hit the top. Yep, he is. 3, 4, 5, 6 guys straight out the back. Down to 38.
We're into the downhill section.
The
riders can take a breather,
Huggins. Final time getting water. Peters is going to go ahead and protect Martinez. Martinez working on recovering his position. 81 mountain, or no, 76 mountain's just not enough. As good as Peters is today, 83 stamina, 84 punchiness, but yeah, 76 mountain's just not going to cut it. So we're down to 4 guys in the front group, and one of them is already on the edge. And that's why I'm a little bit worried about how today is going. The only good news is the front group is all split up, broke up, down to the last 2 guys, and we've got 36 chasing them down. And we're actually dropping riders out the back. There's 8 not far off the back. I don't think they'll regain contact, but they might. There's another 9 close behind. $33K. Don't need to worry about the water again. Huggins may not make it through the climb before the climb. He's not going to. Let's gel up now for him. Maybe help him see that out. But there's enough uphill to this next period that I'm feeling he's going backwards. Okay, one group did regain contact. We're at 43 now. And Huggins makes it through. I think that's pace has lifted because we're back up to 47 now. Both of those 2 groups regaining contact. 12 additional riders. 2 left off the front, but they're 15 seconds ahead, so right as we're about to hit the base of the climb. That's it. 12K. 12K as we begin the climb. No proper profile, but you can see we are going up, 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 up. And Tiberi, Richitello, Brenner chasing. Huggins. Goodbye. Peters. Go ahead and protect Piccioni instead. And Martinez follow Piccioni. Boy, it looks like Martinez might not last. Down to 29. Front is behind us. The Peloton is behind us. The race leader was split off. We're down to 26. Group getting smaller and smaller. 7.5K to go. There's our 2 guys in sight. One of them about to be reeled back in. And more it's looking like Martinez might need to swap with Peters. Down to 20. 6 more get dropped off. 19. We have hit that phase. Martinez is done. Piccioni. Don't get blocked off and see this group split up. Thank you. Alright, now Peters, gel and protect. And Martinez on your own. Let's see the back end of the group here briefly as he heads out. He's going to be the only one dropping off for the moment. 2 riders on the attack. Tiberi again. We're looking at 4.7 already. Do we want to respond? I think this is the move. Gregoire. Gel. Peters is going to be faster as a puncher anyway. Now it's just 12. Chasing 3. 3.5K. Piccioni doesn't have that much left in the tank. So Peters leading him out 3K. Now 8 riders, so Peters drops half the group. And Piccioni now on his own. It's down minute. Does he want to do something? Peters dropped.
Only a few riders are capable of following the very fast pace up front.
Glug. Bogley. Wow, Bogley's here. He's still, yeah, he's dropped though. There we go. 1K, but Piccioni does not have much left in the tank for the finish line. 700 meters.
Congratulations.
Gregoire takes the win. Tiberi. It's a 5th place for Piccioni. Couldn't have hoped for much more under the race day condition. There's Peters finishing 11th. The 2 guys with the good race day condition finishing at the top. Piccioni comes in a minute 24 down. Remember, he was already a minute down in the standings, as it were. So is he 5th? Is he only top 10? Where will he place? Peters, meanwhile, really good time from him. He was actually higher up the standings a bit less than a minute down, but he is 3 minutes behind, so doubles the time frame of Piccioni. Martinez at 4.5, just was not a good day for him, but Piccioni is 5th place. Gregoire into the race lead. So top 5 are the top 5, with Peters in the top 10 as well at 2:46. Paris-Nice, stage number 6 now. Ponnemar getting waters. We're nearly done with that task. Sivakov with a flat. That could impact him and his team. And we're not terribly well placed in this race at this stage, but we've got a couple punchy stages, one light mountain stage remaining, so all of it's with a fair bit of undulation the rest of the way. 2 climbs to go on the day. The hardest one is the final one, though. For now, though, we are very much, kind of trying to ride the wave and keep ourselves just in contention, but we are going to need to start upping the effort a little bit partway up this climb, as the pace is getting higher and higher, and we can't afford to be going backwards. Kotze, so far, Azumi, yeah, they're getting back a little bit too far here. 1.9k to go on the climb. Speed it up, kind of hold the position. I don't need them gaining ground, I just need them not losing any further ground. They can use the descent and the smaller flat area to kind of get back in position. 113 remain in the peloton, so sub-riders were certainly dropped. Ponnemar, Miskauskis, very much on the tired side. Uri, the 3rd domestique, is feeling it, but not quite as bad. I expected a little more recovery on the descent, but not much. Not much, especially those that were playing the domestique role. We're still covering guys off, but the good news on that one is it gets them kind of back in position, the leaders anyway, with recovery. Just the domestiques won't stick around too long. We're already starting to hit the climb. Let's go gel for you. Miskauskis is done. Not protecting Azumi any longer, so let's swap that out. And Miskauskis, he's right at the tail end. One of a number of riders that are about to see the drop. And Uri needs to gel up. And we're going to see our group dwindle down to 4 here relatively soon. But there's a decent chance that all 4 make it over the top of this climb, still in contention, with what is overall by that point going to be a much smaller group. Ponnemar out the back. Uri about to be out the back. Put him on auto, and that leaves us with probably like Karaman to protect Garzone. Garzone with the unfortunate negative draw today. Overall, the team has a +2, which is right about where they were on the expected race day, so pretty neutral. Slight negative yesterday in the Tirreno race, and I guess that would have been earlier today as 4 riders attack, Kwiatkowski among them. And less than 50 riders come over the top together, and we've already regained contact with those guys. Last 3 left from the break. They should be easily caught on the flat area with only a handful of seconds advantage, and I do make it over the top with 4, though Kotze did not make it by much. But with recovery and a not quite flat run in, they expect some heat. Well, let's see how many guys still make it.
The finish line is getting close. The riders have just passed the 15 kilometers road sign.
All right, there's the last 3 riders.
And off he goes. He's giving it one last go.
Massively up the effort here. 12k to go. Kotze is going to gel now. 5k before the final sprint point. And there's those last 3 riders about to be reeled in. 8k to go. Sprint train to the finish. Kotze up the effort. And then we want Karaman leading you out. And any sprint capability of these guys? Not really. Not really. But ride for the leader. Kotze pushing. Karaman gel. Last little uphill. Can we do any damage? No, actually a chase group makes contact. Alright, now over the top. Kotze's done. Karaman's going to keep pushing. Garzone doesn't have the red bar, but he'll be okay towards the finish line.
There are just 5 kilometers left.
Oh, was almost okay. I'd sprint him if I could. 3K.
And he's not going to be able to carry on.
Can you just continue on?
The rest of his season. It looks like the pack has bitten the dust
2K, Garzone with his sprint now. And Azumi sprinting. We're not going to win this sprint. Karaman is caught. His slight chance of hanging on and doing something fails, but for now, 27 at the finish line together. Wow, Delay, how does he make it through all of that? Caleb Ewan makes it through that? The art of being protected. Same time, only given to the top 27. Chase group was a near half-minute down, so not huge time losses for these guys, but that puts Azumi up into 5th place now, and Garzone up into 12th. Last competitive stage for Tirreno besides the individual short time trial and aka prologue. And Huggins and Morgado were done, but they actually recovered enough to give us a little something. There's only 5K to go here. And they're just giving us a little bit lead out as we then go into the final climb, and Terraskin is on the attack here, trying to set it up as Martinez gets up in place behind him. They're showing Terraskin off the front, but he's really not. There you go, setting us up nicely. Now the group had been kind of split up, as Terraskin will now kind of push on his own towards the finish line. 2.7K gel up for these guys, and yeah, just 2K coming up on the finish line. So Martinez is pushing now. Peters 1.3 getting the lead out, and then Piccioni is also looking really strong. Can we get a stage win? Peters is gonna do it. He's gonna succeed. Yes, that is a win for Peters from 9th place overall. That's Gregoire in 2nd, but Piccioni also on the podium in 3rd place. It's already over 30 seconds since these guys cross the line, so what sort of gaps will be given with riders strung out a little bit? I'm curious, but either way, we've picked up 10 seconds, 4 seconds for our 2 leaders, Terraskin and Martinez also up there just on the edge of the top 10. The effort of Peters has given separation. Gregoire was... there was little gaps here and there. That front was all spread out, but at least one gap did get handed out. Peters and Gregoire 21 seconds ahead of the chasers. Piccioni had a lot more distance between him, Van Aert behind him, than he had to Gregoire in front of him, but there was definitely a gap between them, just as, like I said, there was an even larger gap here, but at least a gap was given. And you know, the only unfortunate thing was Peters was the one who was in 9th and Piccioni 5th, so he could have used that time gap a bit more, but we'll take it. It's certainly something, and Piccioni remains in 5th place. The 4 seconds that he gained, and actually he loses half a minute to Gregoire, but the 4 seconds he gained on the other guy is not enough to impact anything. So he's still 9 seconds behind Stout Minute, but Peters moves up a couple spots to 7th place. Paris stage 7, and we've already been going uphill for a good while, but uphill is about to be up mountain as we enter the final climb. 14.7 kilometers with 1,600 meters worth of climbing at 7.5%, and we're already feeling it quite a bit. Really poor race day condition draw yet again. It's been a major theme of things of late. We want to make sure that Miskowskis is up behind Azumi. We want to make sure that Karaman is up behind him. We want to make sure Ponomar is... No, not Garzone. I said Ponomar. Ponomar. There you go. Alright, your eye's going to be done and start fading, and that means Miskowskis. You're going to shift to your spot, and then you're going to protect, as you're the closest to being done here. Okay, Garzone's position is good. He's got Kotze, but Kotze's about to leave him. Ponomar is about to get dropped, so Karaman protect Azumi. And this is still 10K to go, and this group is just disintegrating so fast. We're down to 63 riders. Ponemar out the back. Kotze about to be out the back. Miskowskis is already out the back. Karaman is about to go out the back.
He's going for victory.
And that now leaves 12th place Garzone to protect Azumi. A minute and a half or 23 seconds down, but a negative draw for Azumi and Garzone. Garzone's a much better climber today. He's down on time. He's further down, but you could see with 9K to go that this is going to go the other direction. So Azumi, protect Garzone. Here comes the attack. Nope.
And off he goes. He's giving it
There's the attack, and those guys end up going off together. Garzone doesn't have the strength to carry that group, catch that group on his own. Down to 5. 2 riders get dropped. We're still in there for now. There's still 2 riders up ahead. They are Pikacher, Monake. Here we have Martinez, Ayuso, Bernal, and now a new peloton of 11 riders. So a group did eventually catch up. You figure that they wouldn't have done anything whatsoever if I had stayed in the group, and they would have finished minutes behind. But because I attack, they decide that they want to chase. That's how it normally works, but not always. They might have chased eventually, but they were showing no signs of wanting to chase. But I attack, and suddenly they decide that they're going to chase. Garzone finishes with Ucha Brooks in 10th. Garzone just behind him in 11th. Azumi just 32nd today, and that hurts on the GC side because our 5th place guy didn't have the race day condition. Oh, I just noticed my face cam still in the wrong spot. Sorry about that. We were straight into the final climb. Not a big deal. You couldn't see the profile though, but then the profile showed, up there. So it's all good. Garzone 2 minutes down. Azumi was 4. Like I said, that 30 seconds ultimately didn't matter. Garzone keeps a top 10 while Azumi slips to 12th. Pagacher leads by a minute and a half, and that's that race pretty much in the books with, 1 stage left? Final stage of Paris-Nice, and it's not severe in any way, shape, or form. It's very much just a punchy stage. But at just over 100 kilometers, it's set up like what they're doing recently with races like the Tour de France, where they are intentionally creating high intensity type stages. And this one is very much that, with the peloton starting to blow up, not quite fully yet. There's 109 riders remaining in the peloton. Just 3 riders left in the front group with 1 rider left in between. Well, we've been feeling it. We've really been feeling it on the climbs. Now that longer descent, the longest descent we've had so far, did allow for a fair amount of recovery to at least some of the riders. We can see, on an 86, we are very much blinking red and slowly fading backwards. We've got 48K left to go. At the top of this one, we are going to need to take care of water. So we're going to make sure that nobody's too far back. Uri is, but that's because he's a tired, exhausted domestique who is seeing the drop. So next up ahead of him is Miskowskis. Miskowskis is supposed to be protecting Garzone, and he is likely to see the drop himself here. Karaman is the best guy positioned for water, so let's go ahead and do that as we go over the top, as Garzone and Miskowskis actually recover their position, so that's good. And we've got 78 left, no breakaway. Karaman, plenty of time to get back up there and not too tired, so I think he'll still see his recovery, plus take care of the water. Already down to 38K, and we are 77 riders left in contention on this final climb upcoming. And I've got, a good amount of riders. 1 out the back, 6 here. That's good heading into that final climb. Just what does that final climb look like? 6K, 8%, with a max of 13 at the beginning. So the beginning is where the damage is really going to happen, which means we need to get our trains sorted right after this right-hander, probably, or the next left-hander because that's the craziness. There we go. Yeah, this is a good time to emerge and accelerate. You can't really accelerate through there. Azumi on a +4, but he is 12th. Garzone is 9th. Garzone will put him at the back behind Azumi because of the race day condition. And then Kotze to lead them out as he's on a +5. Ramen, Ponemar, and Muskowskis gel. 6.5K to the top. We need to gel up for Ponemar as well. Muskowskis for now, we want to push and get him out here and get him going. There we go, 96 effort for him. Skinny road too. Didn't expect that as we kind of fight our way through this thing. Kelderman looks like he's trying to attack. That's not just pushing tempo. That's an attempted attack. 4.5K to go. Ponemar take it over. Skouskis grab up the rear end. Garzone is out, a red bar and fading. Could see his top 10 gone away here shortly enough. Ponemar out a red bar. But we are still strong. Hanging in there. Ramen gel. Kotze gel. Top 2 have separation. Had separation. Ponemar. What's your position going to be? Where are we at in relation? There's Muskowskis. Garzone. How did Garzone get behind Muskowskis? Muskowskis, maybe he was still further up, I suppose. 86 left. Kotze bringing it forward. Last chance for a big push from Azumi, but it looks like times are not going to be impacted. $8K to go. Let's gel up for Garzone to help him finish, see out the end. It looks like these three are about to be reeled in and are. Now we want to attack and reset. We're going to put these two in between. There we go, based on kind of what's left in the tank for these guys. Muskowskis doesn't have enough to really push and do anything, so he's just going to kind of take that role of being the back end. Garzone in the protected sets. Azumi the leader. 3K to go for Ponemar. He needs to start his attack. Let's see if he can actually get us up here to contest with these guys. 1.7, so Kotze attacking. Kotze looking good. Ramen looking good. Azumi. Get a top 10, a top 3 that is. Azumi's going to come up just short of the top 3. Russell hangs on just ahead of Azumi. Johannesson, Uchabrox, Russell, Azumi, and Garzone, both in the top 5 for the day. 59 riders here. Should see all or most of the contenders still in there, so I don't think we'll see a change in the top 10. Top placings totally unchanged in Paris-Nice as the majority all came in. All the leaders came in on the same time, so we finished 9th and 12th. Not a great finish, but here's the reality. Without race day condition bonuses, without setting up objectives, fitness peaks, on paper, this is where we're at. On paper, we're barely good enough for top 10. Especially when you're playing on an extreme difficulty. And without those race day condition bonuses to give you the edge to actually compete with what they have in terms of bonuses, that is to be expected. Azumi had some good race day conditions through most of the race and found himself up in 5th. The one day he didn't have a bonus, he struggled. He dropped down the standings. He ended up 12th. Garzone didn't have very many good race day conditions, and he struggled at times. When he did have decent race day conditions, he finished well. So there's that simple trade-off and just confirmation that the race day condition, at least on on extreme difficulty is incredibly important. On lower difficulty levels, you can hang in there on poor race day condition days, but you're probably not going to win, but you're going to get the same sort of time. On hard, with a race day condition bonus, you win big. Without it, you can win. With negatives, you're definitely not going to win, but you can more often than not, hang in there. But the harder the difficulty, the more it stands out that race day condition bonus is essential to success. With a team net of -8 so far, team's really struggling to put together good times. The only decent time and the only green we've seen was Hagens, and he is 34th at 24 seconds down. And meanwhile, Martinez with a 0. This is very much prologue over time trial, and he's not good in the discipline, so it's don't expect a very good time on this one. As he goes across the line, 98th, 50 seconds down, and here comes Johannes Peters, ready to set off, still in 7th place overall, and he's got a +4, so that brings us down to a 4 on the net so far. Piccioni gets a +2, so that picks up as well, and he's got us back to just a -2 on the day. These two getting the right sort of condition to put up decent times, but you can see Peters is no time trialist. He's got a 76 prologue today with a 69 time trial, so that's about a 75 balance of the two. And as he goes across the line, 89th, 43 seconds down, so yeah, that's not a very good time there. And Piccioni a little too late on his push for the line, but 44th, 25 seconds down, right behind Hagens. And only 1 second down on Hagens is not bad, considering Hagens had a better rating than what Piccioni managed to do. So 25 seconds lost there. How will that impact his 5th place? Well, we'll see here in a moment. Filippo Ganna wins the stage. Piccioni stays 5th place, 5 seconds down on Stown Minute. Peters gets 8th. Gregoire with the win overall, and that's going to do it for this episode. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there. Bye for now.